Let's start over. Where did they... Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Hätte ich mal noch ein Medizinbuch gefunden, hätte ich vielleicht mehr dazu sagen können.
What killed all these animals?
Animals? Oh, lol.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Die Sarah Hawkins, das ist, wenn die nicht jetzt, ich finde nur, dass die Lisa heißt, dann wäre sie die Hacked aufs DVD.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Jetzt ist er da. Oh, nee.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
In dieser Memoir besteht kein Zweifel daran, dass ich mich ernsthaft fühle. Meine letzte und einzige Hoffnung ist, dass mein Körper und meine Knochen sich noch nicht in der Ebene der Wirklichkeit, dass sie gefunden werden. Die Totenurne muss meiner lieben Mutter gegeben werden, sofern sie noch lebt. Die folgende Nachricht ist von größter Bedeutung. Wer diese Zeilen liest und denselben geistigen Scharfsinn besitzt wie ich, kann Zugang zu meinen wertvollen Besitz in 3 Walzen versteckt. Jede davon befindet sich dort, wo sich Leben und Studien in der Welt Griechenlands vereinen. Jede Walze ist nummeriert, auch wenn ein berühmter Autor sagt, die Ordnung ist die Lust der Vernunft, aber die Unordnung ist die Wonne der Fantasie. Und in der Tat muss ich trotz meiner Vorliebe für organisiertes Chaos zugeben, dass am Ende meist die Vernunft siegt. Sollte eine Person oder eher ein Genie mein Intellekt entbrechen... Alter, das klingt wie ein Rätsel vom Riddler. Selbstschlüssen so... Der Inhalt ist das Resort nicht nur ein riesiger Wissensschatz, sondern auch ein... Okay, also jede Walze befindet sich dort, wo sich Leben und Studien in der Welt Griechenlands vereinen. Da muss ich sie sortieren, weil die Unordnung... Nee, die Ordnung ist die Unordnung. Da ist keine.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Das Gefühl habe ich allmählich auch, ey.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
So, ich muss irgendwas mit Griechenland finden.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Aber eine fehlt doch jetzt, oder?
Things are not looking good.
Hm.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. And these red drops, like precious... I finally understood that we... Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay. Weiße Königin und schwarze Bauern.
The Queen has little protection.
Protect the White Queen from the Black Soldiers. Wenn ich mal um die schwarze stehen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 herum. Okay, ich will jetzt mal 6 sagen. Ich sag jetzt einfach mal 6.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Ja,
So
den
these are the
9.
volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Ja, über den... Oder ist 9 einfach die erste Kombination. Ich muss mir nochmal anhören.
And these red drops,
Ja,
and
Quatsch.
these red... Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I
Die
see our
noch
number
stehen.
dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension
Wie viel
grows.
von den Weißen stehen
We
noch?
shall refuse
4.
to be the playthings of destiny.
Danach können wir auch sagen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So these are the volumes that Drake...
Das
What
ist
did
der
Drake
9.
say about this collection?
Gedichtsammlung von... Diese Sammlung von Gedichten wurde bei ihrer Veröffentlichung 1900 mit Begeisterung aufgenommen. Da über zur Zeit 18 dieser bekannteste. Da steht keine Zahl drauf, ne? Nee. Dann... Was ist jetzt noch irgendwas mit Gold und roten Tropfen?
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Rote Tropfen. Wie viele Rubine sind an dem? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ich fange von hier an, von dem Crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Tropfen. Die Reihenfolge. Aber irgendwie ist er dann doch wieder für die Ordnung. Ah! Oder? Nicht? Das sind 6. Hä? Vielleicht liege ich mit den Büchern falsch. Wenn ich die Zahlen nehme, wie viele Bücher es sind, dann sind es 8. Oh Gott, ey.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I finally understood that and these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Vielleicht ist die Reihenfolge danach doch 3, 1, 2.
Dear friend, and these red drops. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect
The chalice of knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ich hab den Scheißstein zweimal gezählt.
Our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
Oh
And my will strengthens
Mann.
as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Geht immer noch nicht. Warte, wenn es 3, 1, 2 war. Wenn es 3, 1, 2 war. 3, 1, 2. Alter, ich tick hier noch aus.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Ich guck mir jetzt dieses scheiß Buch nochmal an.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Ja, über das hier. Aber da steht ja nichts drauf.
So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection?
Ich lese mal die Nachricht durch, ey. Ich kann doch nicht so blöd sein. Ja, mein Verstand ist gerade im Abgrund, ey. Jede Walze ist immer, auch wenn ein berühmter... Die Ordnung ist die Lust der Vernunft. Aber die Unordnung ist die Wonne der Fantasie. Und in der Tat muss ich trotz meiner Vorliebe für organisiertes Chaos zugeben, dass am Ende meist die Vernunft siegt. Ja, es ist doch 1, 2, 3.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Ich hab keinen Bock mehr gleich. Jo.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Ja, die roten Tropfen, da geht's halt wirklich um die Rubine. Das sind 5.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Oder darf ich die
The Queen has little protection.
Darf ich nur die... Hä? Darf ich nur die Dinger mitzählen? Ja, natürlich darf ich die Königin nicht mitzählen. Das weiß man doch. Wie steht es hier oben mit deinem Quatsch? Oh nein, nicht schon wieder dieses scheiß Krankenhaus. Ich wurde wirklich wieder ausgenockt. Das kann ja nur Superklasse werden. Ladebildschirm. Kommen wir uns beeilen, gibt Hackbraten zum Mittag. Dankeschön.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating. What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
Was?
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do.
Hä?
Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
Ich bin eine
No,
Frau.
Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Wenn ich ihn untersuche, vielleicht.
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject, severe hypothermia, erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums, necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes, they can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet,
Oh.
if there is a
der
bone in
wird
this
zum
arm,
Fisch.
it's softer than that of a newborn baby.
Oktopus.
What
oder was
about his
weiß ich.
cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
Das sind Saugnäpfe.
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have
Warum
you
klingt er so deutsch?
overreacting.
So nach
For
Deutsch
this
und
man
Englisch.
and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
I disapprove of Fuller's methods, but his treatments have saved more lives than I can count.
And Mr. Blake? You said yourself he was dying.
I don't know what to think for now. What I'm sure of is that Fuller is hiding something from us. And I need to know what that is before I take a chance exposing him.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Der hat so voll den deutschen Akzent, wenn er Englisch redet.